Peace, love, light, and balance. Creative gang in this thing. You already know what it is. It's your little brother Prince, Judah Von Kosmon. Early in the morning, just want to come on here and do this little breakdown and slow down. You know how we do. You know, I'm going to slow down this video rap session I had with the Titans debate league earlier. You know, I'm going to just slow it down a little bit and kind of get out what I was trying to say and also share a little bit of how, you know, wishy-washy and vague and just sometimes flat out ignorant certain cats can be. And you know, the names are in the video, you know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna go ahead and say the names. You already know. Salute to all the Titans Debate League, man. Salute to A1. Humble, everybody who be up there trying to figure it out. You dig what I'm talking about? But there comes a time when, you know, I think we just got to keep it real. You know what I'm saying? Real, recognize real, keep it 100. Keep it real with yourself first, if nothing else, you know what I'm saying? And concerning this Bible, there's some cats that are so duped into just believing a book rather than analyzing its contents. You know, and it's a bad thing because the book has become a snare to cats like Gideon, Yisrael, who I'm about to get into it with in this video. And but I was also noticing how crazy it is, and then I'm gonna get started. But I was noticing how crazy, you know, sometimes people can be in agreement with what you're saying. You can be having a conversation with somebody and they agree with everything you're saying, y'all be rocking. And then some other people will show up and be in disagreement with what you're saying, and the same people that was agreeing with what you was just talking about are now against you. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just peep how people be moving in some of these conversations, because we already know as a creative gang, we got the highest light when it comes to Owaspy versus Bible. You know what I mean? But some of these cats still stuck in Bible, don't want to read Owaspy, but just want to talk mess about it. So, like I said, I'm gonna slow this down, and we're gonna get a clear understanding of what the hell was being said that was light, and what was being said that was darkness. You know. All right, let's get into this, man.
How do you feel about people trying to use the Bible as a historical source, Avon?
I think it's absurd. It's not a history book. Why would we do that? It's a mythological book of history. It's almost like using Spider-Man as a history book, because you got Spider-Man with Obama on the cover. Have you seen the Obama Spider-Man book?
Yeah.
Now, can we now use this as a history book because it has some things that were accurate to history? I don't think so.
Right. It was Peter Parker now a real superhero because that nigga lived in New York? You know, what about...
Like, it's historically accurate. New York was a city in America. Obama was the president there. What do you mean? Like, this is what they do with the Bible.
That's exactly what they do with the Bible.
Like, well, what about the fictional narrative? Like, you're forgetting that. Well, they believe it's real, so.
Yeah.
Let me pull up this comic book.
And it goes back to what it do, Kosmon.
Blessed up, peace to the family, man. Peace to the family. Y'all talking about some hot stuff this morning. What's popping this evening, I should say?
Yeah. We talking about this not being the Bible not being a history book.
I'm gonna say if the Bible is a history book, so are a lot of these comics. A lot of these sci-fis you watch are also science. Like, we could call them science. Yeah.
Hey,
they got science in it.
Kosmon.
Yeah.
The Bible is a history book or a scientific book. Then shouldn't we consider the book of Owaspy a history book or a science literacy book?
Yeah, see, the thing about the difference between the two is that Owaspy got actual provable information, whereas the Bible is more of like a Shakespearean document where it's dealing with the, Romeo, Romeo, where art thou, Romeo type energy. You know, that's not what we're looking for. We're looking for actual provable evidence that we can read in the text and then look out in the reality and point at it. That's the difference between Bible and the O.
Well, let's get into this. I don't know. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Is the Bible historically accurate? The historical accuracy of the Bible is a subject of ongoing debate, with consensus varying by section. So even the consensus is back and forth. No. The consensus is saying no, not every section of this is historically accurate. So I don't get it. Your history book needs to be historically accurate for you to consider it a history book.
Look up look up historiography.
Got you. Right after let me read this paragraph. I just want to see if I'm gonna learn anything new in this. It is not considered a modern uniform history book, but rather a collection of ancient texts blending historical memory. Or see, I want facts where it says memory. Because someone's memory could be subjective, but I digress.
Well, I guess they saying memory there because of the oral tradition. You know, we passing down oral tradition. That stuff wasn't written down.
Okay.
So the only way you gonna know what I know is if I remember what I know to tell you.
Game of telephone. Which I just think is the most absurd way for God to want to transmit his message, knowing how untrustworthy man is, you know? He regretted making
that whole time out. Let's get a little philosophical with this thing now. Think about that. Here's an all-knowing God, an omnipotent God, right? He can do anything he wants. But yet, he got to transmit his information orally from human to human instead of just implanting it into all humans so they can know.
Yeah, if you don't crack the sky and tell me himself, I'm not rocking with it. It's not valid to me. He got to come talk to me himself. I'm not doing this game of telephone. And I think as an all-knowing God, he should have knew that it was people who wasn't going to go for that and for logical reasonings. But what we deem the hell for that?
Right. Yeah.
I don't get that.
And so that's something else that hinders this religion, right? In one stance, you saying God is all-knowing. In other stance, you saying that he just won't do stuff. And it's like, well, it's God. He can do. And then the excuse for that is, well, it's God. He can do whatever he wants. Yeah, but if we're humans, mind you, our ways are not God's ways, which means that God thinks light years above us. But if we're human and we think in terms of survival and what's good and what's right, why wouldn't God protect that? I don't understand that.
Yeah, it don't make no sense. The only way
outside of morals. That's what they'll say. I'm sorry, Kosmon. Go ahead.
No, you good. Right, but that's the idea. Like, oh, God can do it. If he want to execute a child, he could do that. What? No. See, because the difference is this: we can't be more morally correct than God. And if we are, then that means that your God is lower than your own intellectual capacity to figure out what's right or wrong.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? That's object. And see, the thing is, like you said, if God don't know something, it's a problem. Because he's supposed to know all things, comprehend every single thing, and whatever it is. So, in the Bible, we read, God didn't. He had to come down to see where Adam was. Adam, where you at? You know what I'm saying?
That bothers me too.
Man, there's parts in there where he had to come down to the Tower of Babel to see what the men, if they could build a tower. Like, what? How come you don't know?
In Job, remember the devil that snuck up on him at the meeting?
Mm-hmm.
Like, how did you don't even? And he asked the devil, "Where you been?"
Right.
Said, walking to and from the earth or something. Like, bro, you don't even know what this nigga been doing.
Exactly, and that's
you not even keep your biggest enemy. You ain't even keeping tabs on him.
You know where you at. You don't know where he at. That's crazy work. And then there was a point in the Torah where the Israelites couldn't. It said that they couldn't drive out the Egyptians or some people because they had chariots of iron. Like chariots of iron.
The Philistines, they couldn't drive the Philistines out in the lowlands because they had chariots of iron.
Yeah, like what? Your God failed because of some iron chariots. Didn't he make the iron that they made? Come on, man. So that's what I'm saying. When you start looking at the character The thing about to the creator gang, the thing that we had to bring out to everybody, to the world, is like, you got to check the character of the God. If your God is lacking in any way of knowing something or being able to defeat or overcome, bro, he's not the creator, period.
And my biggest saying.
Hold on. See, this is what I'm getting into right here. Everything that I'm saying is solid right now. You did? A1 rocking with your bro. Humble rocking with your bro. The Bible is not a historically accurate, factually, sound document. It's stuff in there been fabricated, been straight up made up, fairy tale, Shakespearean, you know what I'm saying? And we know as a creative gang, man, that the whole book was inspired by false gods. You know what I'm saying? So, and we know which lying ass pins of the false gods and they scribes, we know who they are. We know Luamon, we know Kabalaktes, we know Enochisa, you know what I'm saying? We know Osiris, we know Anuhasas, we know who these spirits and angels in the lower heavens were because we got the Owaspi dealing with Earth, the history, the true history of the Earth, right? And stuff we ain't never heard of, dealing with the higher and lower heavens of the Earth. You see that? But these Negroes, well, right now we rocking, and like I'm bringing out now, A1 is, we all agree. You see what I'm saying? This God is lying. His character ain't adding up to what it's supposed to be if you're going to be the creator. You can't not know something. You got to know all things. You see what I'm saying? Can't no chariots of iron defeat you. These character flaws are diabolical if this is your creator, who you call your God. You know what I mean? And like I said, everybody, as far as humble, A1, and Prince Kosmon, and at this point, everybody in agreement. And what I'm saying is 100% solid, light, facts, figures, axioms, well known. Anyway, let me get into this. Just peep how cats be switching up. Because later on, we get a little bit further, let me just look around. Bless up. Let's keep moving.
And I say this all the time. When people try to convert me to their thing, and I'll bring up these character flaws, the moral dilemmas. I'll be like, look, bro, I just don't worship homicidal deities. If that's your thing, more power to you. Right. Like, I can't do it.
Bro, not at all, bro. Like, no, I'm not worshiping a monster god. That I can look at the text and say, based on the characters of this deity, bro, he ain't even my brother for real. You know what I'm saying? Because see, I understand God is just a title given to an angel who was once immortal, just like us. So all gods is one-time mortal men and women. And I can respect all gods, right? If you rocking with our Father, but if you turn your back against our heavenly, the Creator, then you're not even my bro for real.
Hey, listen.
That's who I was waiting on right there.
My man Gideon in the building. What it do,
Gideon?
Man, here comes a whole lot of nonsense, y'all. Just, trigger warning. Gideon, who my big bro Kosmon Cal, the cloud kicker. Man, Kosmon kicked Gideon out the the stratosphere, man, when they had that debate. You know what I'm saying? So Gideon, and see how people be switching up. Because this was just recently, Gideon was on that, big bro cause. He always been against the OWASP, whatever. That's how he came out. Big banging against the O. Big banging against John New Bro and telling Kosmon he ain't a real black man because he follow a white man's book. What, man, come on, bro. And then, after Kosmon, gave him that little lesson, and leveled him up. Then he was all brother Kosmon with Kos, right? So, anyways, my point is peep how people switch up, bro. All of these niggas are gonna be gang in a minute. Every single last one of them. And it ain't no, you gotta be crazy to deny the objective truths that we all just stated, right? That the Bible ain't factually, historically accurate in all places, right? Yeah, there's some history in there, but it ain't all right. And then that the character of the deity of the Bible is drastically flawed in light of the ever-present Great Spirit, right? Now here come Gideon, you know, after we didn't had all this clear light, this balance of understanding. Now here come Gideon. Let's see what happens.
Hey,
Shabbat shalom. What's going on?
Shalom, shalom. How you feeling?
Oh man, I'm good, man. I'm just listening, man. Sorry I'm late for lunch, man. But this is crazy, man. And this is why the conscious community is losing, man. Because for one, y'all let our brother Kosmon come up here and say out his face that the book of Oaspi is more historical than the Bible. Which the
Facts. I'm gonna say it out my face again. The Bible is far below the Oaspi, pertaining all its information. I don't care what subject you're talking about. Pick a subject. The Bible is never, it's going to pale in comparison to what's presented in the pages of Oaspi. Period.
Bible is definitely a historical document, and it's also a scientific document. But
Did he just say that? Did he really just say that? In 2026, in the 178th year of the Kosmon era, you finna come up here and tell the world this fat, juicy, diabolical lie that most people who are conscious, and this is supposed to be the conscious community, you talking about the conscious community is failing. No, you are. And whoever else is still under the outdated information of this lying biblical deity. Let me keep running, man. I promise you. I was so hot because my phone ended up dying. But anyway, let me keep rocking.
I get to that later. But let me just show y'all why this conscious community just been taking L since VHS tapes. Say, Kosmon, name me one person in the book of Oaspi that's corroborated by history, besides the dentist from Dakota, besides Marlboro. Okay, give me one period in time. Give me one period in time. Wait, I'm trying to get your question correct. Yo, name one person in Oaspi that corroborates with history. That is corroborated by history. And all of that stuff that is talking about, all these fairies and different archangels and all this stuff and kings from other places. Name one. Let me answer your question direct. Yeshua. See what I'm saying? Yeshua. See how they like to do spin-off TV shows? Let's not do no spin-offs. Wait, hold on. Create your own show. Before you get to talk about it, don't grab the Bible. Grab something from Oaspi. Go ahead. You asked me a question. All right, let me give you another one. Zarathustra. I'll give you another one. Iawata. I'll give you another one. Explain who is Iawata. Who is Iawata? Oh, that's a great question. I'm glad you asked who Iawata was, boy, because you need to know. Trust me, you're going to be happy about this. So during the same time that Abraham was living over in Africa, teaching the light of the Creator. So Abraham is real. What? So Abraham is a real person. Wait, hold on. Why you interrupt me like a child when you ask me a question? I'm asking you. So you're saying Abraham is real? Correct. And he's an Oaspi too, by the way. Okay, go ahead. Abraham is a historical person. And then you got, like I said, during the time of Abraham, while he was in Africa, during that same time, he was teaching the truth of the Creator. Iawata was, guess where? Teaching the same things. Guess where Iawata is from? Just take a while again. America. You see what I'm saying? See how we diving into fantasy? Show me any archaeological evidence about Iawata. Real person here. Iawata is a real prophet on the same level as Abraham. They brother, contemporary prophets. And Iawata was from here. He's from America. But you didn't know that because you don't read Oaspi. But he's a real person who taught. They want to talk about a comic book and this is straight up. Huh?
Where can we find this information at?
You can find it. First of all, you can find it in Owaski for sure.
Pause, man. Look, you see how that is? He asked me, show me one historical person in Owaski. First of all, you a grown ass man. You can go read Owaski and do this research on your own, as you should be doing, instead of talking crazy and then asking me for the light that I got from all the heavy lifting and working I done did with the gang. You feel what I'm saying? And all the purifying of my mind and my body that I done did to receive the downloads and inspirations from creators' direct voice to my soul. You know what I'm saying? You asking me questions. And this is a simple answer. The answer is yes. There's plenty of people in OSP that you already consider historical in there, like Yeshua. That's easy. Don't you think Yeshua is a historical person? Gideon, you would consider him historical, correct? Yes. Okay, then he in there. Abraham in there. Moses is in there. All these Negroes that you already consider historically accurate people who lived is in Owaspy. Plus niggas you ain't never heard of, like Iowata, who is the prophet contemporary to Abram, but from America, like I just said in the video. These niggas don't even know who Iowata is. Iowata, also known as Hiawatha, or mistakenly known in some places, is a North American contemporaneous with Poe, Abram, Brahma. He was taller than any other man, with a bright, shining copper face. He established among the North Americans, that's us, of his time, the worship of the Great Spirit, and his doctrines are still held by many of the tribes of Native North Americans who refuse to accept any other God or Savior. Iwata established the United States of America. Of the Native North Americans, called Opa-Egoquim or Algonquin. The model of his independent nations, united in one, was that which was adopted in the formation of the present United States of America. They wouldn't even let me get that off. I was trying to let them know that what y'all don't know, could create a whole new universe. What y'all Negroes up here spewing outside of your mouth trying to defend your monster God and his lying book from his lying scribes. What y'all don't know could literally create a whole goddamn trillions of galaxies. So I was, he asked me a question, Gideon asked me a question. And by the way, this is also a shout out to a debate, homie. Another reason why I did this video this morning was so I can let you know I'm down to debate you at any point in time. My laptop is on the way. So I already got the Spectrum. So as soon as that thing get here, we finna upload all kind of heat. And I got specific crosshairs on Gideon. Cause you up here talking that crazy talk. And I don't like how you wishy-washy back and forth. You ain't keeping it 100. You came up to the Creator Gang acting all humble before. Trying to big brother cause and all that. Nah, nigga, I see you. Until you get this shit straight with your false God, nigga, nigga, it's up. Period. You feel what I'm saying? So with me at least. So like I said, just the time is coming. Just my crosshairs is on you. My laptop on the way. It's bad for you, bro, and your God. Like I said, Iowata is a historical person who established the actual framework for the United States of America. And guess what? He was copper colored. You don't even know black history, quote unquote, black history. You up here trying to talk, is the Bible a history book? You don't even know the history of America today. From the copper-colored Algonquin inspiration coming, you know what I'm saying? This is in Owaspy, nigga. Black copper-colored prophet Iowata is documented in this book written by a white man as being the establisher of the United States. Come on, bro. You didn't know this. I was trying to share it with you, but you're so arrogant, you're gonna miss all this light being so dark and dull. Anyway, look up Iwata, and it's spelled EAWAH. Iwata. Sometimes mistakenly called Hiawatha, which is HIAWATHA. Do your research, man. There's plenty of historical facts, figures, axioms well known in Owaspy, people who lived real lives and established real, lasting truths, you know what I'm saying, via the inspiration of the one ever present great spirit, not God. Anyways, let's keep pushing. I'm on these Negroes today, bro. I'm tired of the ignorance, for real. This is really why I did this. And to let you know, Gideon, I'm ready to debate you whenever you're ready, bro. Whenever you're ready, just let me know, bro. I need that $50.
Look up Iowata. I got other little texts that talk about Iowata. They changed his name in popular books to Hiawatha. So if you ever heard of a man named Hiawatha, it's actually pronounced Iowata, right? And he was a praiser of the Great Spirit, and he taught, don't kill, don't steal, love your neighbor as yourself. You said what?
How you spell his name? How you spell his name?
Hold on, let me go get the real quick. Let me go get my hold on. Give me 1 second. Y'all can rap real quick. Give me like 30 seconds.
Go ahead.
Yeah, man, that's wild, man. Like, that's what I'm saying. It's like once, like, okay, you have what you say about the Bible, and your biasness and your dislike. Hold on. Your biasness and your dislike for the Bible will have somebody come up and just say something that don't make no sense, and you amen it just because you don't like the Bible. That's why y'all losing, bro.
Listen, time out.
Go ahead. When y'all get the Bible out the way, and y'all start talking about what y'all believe in, it be crazy.
Hold on, Kosmon. Before you go real fast, let me say this. Let me come up and I say this. I don't believe none of these doctrines. I don't care if it's the Owaspy, the King James Version, the Quran, the Jewish Bible. I don't believe in none of them.
No, but this what I'm saying, Humble. You on the bus, right?
Yeah.
I don't want to say it's a short bus. I'm just saying you on the bus, right? And whoever you lit on, no matter where they going, they gotta have some type of information that's valid. They just can't come on the bus, say the moon made of cheese, and you be like, yeah, come on, let's ride. Because just from you litting them on the bus, just from you litting them on the bus, you amening whatever they're saying. How the moon was made. So that's what I'm saying, Humble. This is what I'm saying. This is why the conscious community is losing. Y'all ride the bus and y'all let anybody get on the bus. Nature boy, polite.
Nah. The reason why the conscious community is losing because y'all niggas is losers. That's why. You in darkness. That's why. You don't want to receive the higher light. That's why y'all keep losing to the gang. And you're going to keep losing to the gang every time we come up on this thing and have a conversation about anything. Why? Because we don't have a problem. First of all, we're not stuck worshiping books. We read everything. Nigga, we read it all and we judge it so that we don't get caught in a snare believing some nonsense written by some low-grade spirit. And like you said, like Brother Polite and them niggas, and like yourself, sir, You're going to get caught in the same snare because guess what? They all use the same book.
You know, young Pharaoh, it don't matter. And when y'all get the Bible out the way and y'all sit down on that bus and talk about what y'all talk about, that's what y'all get, bro. Y'all, bro. Hey, what you talking about? You ain't talking about nothing. What you talking about?
Let me respond to Gideon before you jump on him. I think that what you just mentioned is the same across all faiths and spirituality. That problem that you're talking about with the brother polites and the pharaohs, that's a human problem. It's not a conscious community problem. Like we have a whole man. You know how many investigations for decades that they've had on people in the church touching people?
Come on, man. Your
pastor,
nigga.
No, hold on. Don't do that when I'm talking, please, though. And I know you don't know, but to me, I don't want you to co-sign and instigate because I'm not about to be rude and disrespectful, and I don't want you to do it over top of me. And then when he responds to me unkind because maybe your ad libs. No, it's okay though. I know.
But I'm just waiting for you to stop and read.
I don't want him to feel like I'm jumping him because I'm gonna say it respectfully.
No, it's peace. It's all balance.
Yeah.
I got you.
And dang, where was I at? It's people
talking about everybody mess up.
Yeah, everybody messes up. It's not like the conscious community got a monopoly on weirdos. We don't. Like, it's everywhere, actually. It's disappointing when it happens here, of course. I'm sure y'all feel the same way when, like, some of y'all people do some weird stuff. We all be disappointed. But I think it's unfair to throw the conscious community under the bus in that fashion because we do have some weirdos that did
that was just a deflection. That was just the way he was trying to deflect from my facts I'm about to bring out about G.I.T anyway. Like I said.
And I'll fall back, though.
G.I.T.
Actually, I'll let Gideon respond before I pass it around.
Yeah, and I'll say this real quick, A1. You know it's all love, my brother, with all y'all, bro. Humble, even Kosmon. Even it's a WASP fellow, man. But say, bro, what the difference is, the Bible is the standard. I don't represent no man. I don't represent no affiliated groups or anything. Now, when you show me in the Bible that the Most High is saying do something wrong, then I can take that error.
Easy way. I can easily show you that. Easy way. I can show you that with the quickness. Matter of fact, let's go there.
Why are you into?
Did y'all hear what this mealy mouth Negro just said? Until somebody can show me God doing something wrong in the Bible, oh man, that's easy peasy. Lemon squeezy, homie. Show you God doing wrong in the Bible is easy work. I mean, unless you feel like slaughtering and genociding infants and suckling children as a good thing, then, because we got that right there in Samuel chapter 15, verse 1, where the Lord, Yahweh, your God, commands King Saul to go into Amalek and slaughter everything breathing. You know how much blood was spilled, including suckling children, innocent babies. Come on, man. How can you defend that character trait and put that jacket on our Creator? Why would you even try that? Oh, I know why. Because you just lied. You said some crazy about not you don't follow no man, and you don't follow no ideologies or whatever you just said. Check this out. You do follow a man, and I'm gonna tell you the nigga's name is Luamon. That's who you following. The false Christ, the Antichrist, the God of war. Yeah, the one that's asking for blood sacrifices and telling you I'm gonna separate mother from father and father from son and mother-in-law from daughter-in-law, and a man's enemies will be those of his own household. That's your monster God, your vampire God. You dig what I'm saying? And yeah, man, you gotta really start to see these character traits and keep it real with yourself, Gideon. Keep it 100. This ain't rocket science, blood. It's not.
Let's go into the Bible.
Why you interrupting?
We ain't gotta go to a Watson. Let's talk about the Bible. So
let me land my plane. Let me land my plane.
Go ahead.
You hear A1? Let him finish, Prince. Let him finish. Because you know this he A1 already know. Nigga, I'm off on his helmet. You know? It's like a nigga about to jump somebody. Hey, hold on, bro. Hold on. Let him pull his pants back up. His pants fell down when you was punching on him. Hold on. Yeah, all right. Nigga, square up again.
And then you can go to some more obscure sources, talk about this Iowata fella who nobody in history probably even know about. But
I've never heard
so
of
that's you don't know about. That's
Who nobody in history knows about. And then A1 gonna hop on the nigga back and shoulders. I ain't never heard of him either. Yeah. Okay, see, this is what y'all revealing is that you don't know. So let me cook. Let me share with you what Iowata, who this nigga is. Y'all both admit it. We don't know who he is. Is he even a real person? Oh, you gonna find out that this copper colored Algonquin is the reason why we even have a United States of America today. And he was the praiser of the Great Spirit. He didn't serve yo monster God. He didn't sacrifice nothing. He didn't eat no meat, none of that. You see that? But you don't know this man. But you gonna know, because Credit Gang gonna bring it out. And like you just said, you didn't know, so guess where you learned it from? From Gang, nigga. Just remember that. I mean, you learned it from the creator. But y'all just stop making yourselves look so ignorant while you talking shit. Because I'm going to punch on you and your God every time.
that's what I'm saying, A1. It's like it is written. That's what a true Israelite go by. A true Israelite go by what is written. We don't follow no man. We don't.
Hold on. That's why I love the OIS, because it show you. You said true Israelites follow the book. No, that's false. True Israelites didn't have a book. And I'm just talking this morning, but I'm going to break this down in a second. But true Israelites, we didn't never have a book. It was only the Leviticans, those who couldn't get it without written word. You see what I'm saying? You need to sit down and write this down. Don't kill nobody. Honor your mother. Honor your father. Don't steal nothing. Moses and them, who were the true Israelites and Oralites, loved y'all Leviticans coming out of Egypt so bad that they was like, listen, we just gonna write it down for them. They can study it later. But they already knew not to kill without the book. See that? And that's the level that I'm on. I don't need the book. I can hear the voice of the Creator ever present in all places and all things, telling me to do what's best for the all. I don't need a book. Y'all need a book.
We don't let no man walk around here talk about he know 8-9 languages and never asked the nigga to say one of them. You know what I'm saying? Nah, we need to source that up.
The more you cut them off,
he's
the
the
longer
rat,
it takes
bro.
for you to get the floor back.
Right. That's how they treat droops, bro. I'm a droop to this dude, bro.
The more you cut them off, the longer it takes for you to get the floor back, Kosmon. And then y'all ended up just going back and forth with half sentences over each other instead of you actually being. I want you to be able to cook. I don't want you to throw the little feather punches that ain't landing.
Right.
Ain't nothing gonna land.
That boy said throwing feather punches. Boy, I'm haymakering all this whole conversation. I ain't said nothing feathery. Nothing soft has come out of my mouth concerning nothing. And I'm answering every question that this little boy Gideon is throwing in my way and then trying to deflect from my answers. You know, this nigga said, name a historical person in Owaspy. Rattled off about 7 off top. Moses, Abram, Yeshua, Poe, Hiawatha, who they don't even never heard of. You know what I'm saying? Easy peasy. Then he gonna say, until somebody shows me something evil that God did in the Bible, oh, easy work. Check. He killing babies. Okay, what else? And then he talking about stop throwing feather punches. Feather punches? This nigga already punched silly. The first time I hit him, he was already seeing stars. You see what I'm saying? Facts. So, yeah, and it's funny how A1, you know, he's such a good dude. You know, salute A1, man. But when we in these debates, bro, I'm not playing. Like y'all niggas be up here doing that I mean, whatever y'all be doing, whatever y'all talk about. But bro, I'm just giving you facts, and again, I'm slowing this down to show y'all. I literally answered Gideon's question directly, and then I debunked what he said. And I'm punching on the character of your God, which me and A1 already agreed on this subject before. Me, A1, and Humble was already in agreement before this nigga Gideon hopped up here. And you know, and I'm punching on Gideon so bad. A1 like, hey, oh, hold on, let him get it off. Hold on. No, nigga, you're not finna just come up here after I'm telling. Anyway, let me shut up.
If both of y'all talking at the same time.
I'm gonna sever his head from his body. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Kosmon. I mean, Gideon, and then.
Nah, go ahead, bro. Because the dude seemed to can't contain himself. So go ahead, bro.
Oh yeah, I'm excited to shoot your guy down again. So we're gonna start with the Bible, since you're talking about show me in the Bible where God did something wrong. Okay,
no, I said show me in the WASP any historical figure.
No, I already mentioned a few in Owaski. We're gonna get to that. I'm gonna put my finger on there. Just so you know, we in Owaski, the historical prophets listed that we can name. We know Zarathustra, Poe, we know Abram, we know Brahma, huh? No, I'm headed there. I'm on the phone. We know Brahma, we know Iwata, we know Moses, Capilia, all them. Those is in there. All these Negroes is in Owaski, and they're real people. All right, documented. We know the Emerald Tablets of Thoth, right? You know who Thoth is, right? That ain't no imaginary person. That's a real man, and that's in Owaski. So I already debunked that. Knock that out the air. Now let's get to your evil ass demon monster God. Okay? I already debunked that. Knock that out the air. Now let's get to your evil ass demon monster God. Okay? Let's go over here. But let me show this Levitican that he ain't even an Israelite for real. He think he an Israelite, but you're not. All right, so we're gonna go to the book of Samuel, chapter 1, verse 15. Chapter 15, verse 1. And it reads, Samuel also said to Saul, the Lord, that's your Yahweh, he sent me to anoint you king over his people, over Israel. Now therefore heed the voice of the words of your Lord. Thus says the Lord of hosts, I will punish Amalek for what they did to Israel, how he ambushed him on the way when he came out from Egypt. Now go and attack Amalek. This is the Lord telling Saul, go attack Amalek and utterly destroy all that they have, and do not spare them, but kill both man and woman, infant and nursing child, ox and sheep, camel and donkey. Wait, go back up a little taste. It said infant and nursing child. Now, if you think that that's not a bad thing, then you a weirdo. You in more darkness than you even understand. Because the creator that we all serve, that's in the Owaski Bible, tell you, my inspiration is to not kill anything that I gave the breath of life to. So when you get the unction in your heart to not kill, that's the creator's voice to you. But when you feel like you got to justify your evil demon God's murderous tactics, then you, my brother, are a dupe. So whenever you're ready to debate, what you just asked me, whether your God can do evil and has done evil in your book, we can debate that. I got objective sources. You ready, Gideon? Go ahead. Speak your mind, brother.
So I'm gonna be real fast.
And that's
It's the queen. I see the sister is the queen. Come on, so I'm gonna try to be real fast with this, bro. I'm gonna answer this in two parts, bro. So this just shows the type of cloudy haze mentally you will be in when you read the Owaski, because you never get anything clear and concise. So in the Bible, we have people like Pontius Pilate, we have Taharka, we have Shalmaneser II, we have Xerxes. These are real people in history that's corroborated by the biblical text, which is why it baffles me when Humble would say the Bible isn't historical. Is it a history book in its totality? Of course not.
It's probably one of the only type of books of its kind. But when it speaks of historical matters, it's definitely a history book. So that's what I'm saying, Kosmon. I'm not asking about no Zarathustra, who's a quasi mythological figure with no contemporary sources on this, brother. That's what I'm saying. Like, how do you? I see how you come to your conclusions, but it's real bad and it's real problematic because it's not based in reality. So that's as far as like the historical people in the Bible versus the Oaspi who Marlborough wrote, that dude Marlborough. Now, as far as when you're saying the evil that the Most High did, so a lot of things you say or people say when they speaking or when I'm speaking, it should beg the question. So now I'm begging the question from you. Where was your God antennas when all this is happening? Because this really happens in the world. Death, murder, genocide, all this happens. So now I'm
Yeah. My phone died. That's why I dropped off. But I got time today, cuz. And it's very simple that the murder and the genocide and all of this that you talking about that's real in the earth and that happens every day is being inspired by your God of war, your God of blood sacrifices, rituals of blood. Yeah, that's why a lot of the earth is now in the term uh uh beast system because of these false religious and false angels pump faking to be the creator, like the ones who wrote your Bible, bro. Yeah, I got time today. I'm gonna take my time to slow it down. It's early in the morning. Nigga just woke up and got to yawning and rolling blunts. Yeah, man. So you said, where was mine? Where was my creator at while all this was going down? Ever present in all places, everywhere, watching his sons go astray, knowing all things, watching them try to blaspheme his name through institutions that he would never inspire, like a whole sacrificial system of blood, you know, Passover and atonement and all of that's coming from your God, bro. We know where your God was when all this was going down. He was the one orchestrating it. Yeah, the Antichrist, monster God, vampire God that you serve. He's the one doing all of it and telling the mortals on the earth to do it from his low level throne in the lower heavens. That Oaspi teaches us is called Hada, or in the historical term from Greeks and stuff like this is Hades, aka hell. So to let you understand how the creator system in order works is that the lowest, most dense is at the bottom. The higher you get, the less dense. So guess what? In the lower heavens, you got dense, numbskull spirits and mortals who live lives full of hate and jealousy from their God and vengeance and wrath. All that is only on the ground here in the lower heavens, right? Called Hada or hell. We are in hell now, nigga. This is the lowest heaven. This is the lowest part of the atmosphere. Practically speaking, it's the lowest, meaning, we're going up to higher light, where there is no war, where the Creator has established places for those mortals and mortals who who do good and serve others and in worship towards Him selflessly. Yeah, and who are also vegetarians who don't kill no animals and chew on flesh like vampires and suck on blood. No, we eat herbs, vegetables, fruits, right? So Those things allow you to elevate to the higher heavens after you die, being a good person and having a pure body and mind, right? So our Creator teaches us that presently, right now, to our souls, right? So he has a system in place to where a man who you start off on the bottom here on the planet as a mortal, and you learn of the creation, what not to do, what inspirations are coming from the Father, what inspirations are coming from Satan, your surroundings, or your selfish ways. You got to learn to discern that. Owaspi helped us. It's a benefit in that way. Many benefits from Owaspi. But the Bible don't teach you that. That's why you over here asking me. And I'm trying to tell you, but you being stiff-necked, hard-headed, and acting like a drunk, like you called yourself. Yeah, that's what a drunk is. Somebody who can't understand higher light, who is also violent. You know. So let's keep cooking, bro. Like I said, I got time this morning. What else you got?
But lay this at the feet of your God. So why is your God allowing all this to happen, Kosmon? Go ahead.
All right, again, like I said, not only does my God, Creator, right, and salute to the righteous gods who serve the Creator, we all agree that the Creator has a system and order in place for the resurrection of man, and the evil that happens in the earth, murders and violence and wars, it only exists on the lower parts of the atmosphere on the ground, and you see in the lower heavens. And the Creator has established ways for us to resurrect above it, because it doesn't exist at all in the righteous heavens, in the atmosphere above us. All the war and all the hate and all the tragedy that happens, it only exists down in this realm. And if we are to become the righteous gods that we are destined to become, we must overcome that evil through good works, being the light, serving others selflessly. That is the system and order established in all planets, all corporeal earths, where there's human, right? Sons and daughters of the Great Spirit. Our Father says, overcome the evil. You hear my voice, follow me, and I'll take you to places where there's only peace and balance and harmony. And you'll understand all of it. You'll understand the progression. You'll understand everything below you, right? But your God is the opposite. Your God is the reason. He said, I am a man of war. Your God is a man of war. Exodus chapter 15, verse 3. I am a man of war. He also says, vengeance is mine. I'm a jealous individual. Right? He said, I hate Esau, but I love Jacob. He said, I'm going to separate mama from daughter and father from son and all this. Why? Because he's the reason. See, you asking me, where was my God? First of all, I don't worship a God. I serve the everywhere present Creator, the one great Spirit, the all in all. Owaspi explains that Creator is all. There is nothing outside of all. But your God is localized on a throne in the lower heavens. Yeah, your God, him was born of a woman. He used to be immortal just like you. But not my Creator, who is ever present. So I'm just simply asking you a question because I got time and my phone is charged. Where was my Creator? Everywhere. Telling everybody to love your neighbor as yourself, to not kill, to not war. Right? That's where my Creator is. Where was he? He was in the soul of all of us. Then, now, and forevermore. Steering us away from the genocidal monster God that you serve. That's where mine was. So just letting you know that.
He fell off for a second. I'm sure he'll be right back up here.
Yeah, that's crazy. Shalom.
Shalom. It's the queen next. I was gonna say, I hear how he talking with fire. I don't know if you heard well, you did hear my show the other day. I used to talk like him and slide the insults in there, like you're a dude, but it's not positive. And just because I disagree with you on the information, I mean, I gotta slight you and continue to slide little insults in. I just think because I know it's gonna end up turning the other person up, unless that's what he wanted. So when you do start popping off and insulting him back, like you gotta remember, like you slide all that stuff in there. You don't gotta say that y'all slow at the end. Just explain why you think it's incoherent.
The Aboriginals and the Owaspi, that's one of their tactics. But like, I like to know why people think what they think, and a lot of times it be a psychological issue. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's what it be a lot of times. People just, like, just because you got internet, Wi-Fi, and a smartphone don't mean like you really know what you're talking about just because you act like you know what you're talking about. So
it's the queen. You got the floor.
Man, Gideon, bro, you got to keep it real with yourself, bro. You know what I'm saying? You got to just, you be talking about a whole lot of nothing. And I notice how you move because I'm fighting with you. I'm in the ring with you. We in the debate. We in the tightest debate. You know what I mean? So I'm learning your tactics. I'm learning your style. And I shouldn't even be telling you all this, but I don't care because my creator is undefeated. Y'all niggas really ain't got really nothing coming this way. You feel what I'm saying? I'd be surprised when y'all be in alignment with righteousness for half the time. Like, oh snap, let me hop up on there. They talking. That's why I even jumped in this chat, because I seen they was talking about the Bible ain't historical and it's not scientific. So I'm like, okay, some false god information. They own some shit. We can shoot at the false god. Let me hop up here. False god killers all day. I'm in the conversation anyway. So yeah, let's talk about how the Bible ain't historically accurate. Yeah, let's talk about it. Because Owaspi is. I'm talking about we actually have a timeline of the last 25,000 years of Earth's history and the history of the heavens, the lower and the higher heavens. That's in the cover of the book, my nigga. You talking about his history book. Nigga, Owaspi is the history book. And it's a physics book. You see what I'm saying? Like, what? Well, I be like, man, y'all niggas need to really just stop and get you a Owaspi. Come sit down with the four horsemen in the creator gang and with your brother Kosmon, Prince Kosmon, and we can really talk. And we can all level up together, because guess what? We all got to do this together. At the end of the day, but let's see who got the highest light. I'm willing to take a debate because I need that $50.
Peace. Yeah, I agree with what Gideon said. I also agree with partially when he was talking about the historical accuracy. I believe that the Bible is based on a true story. Like how Amityville Horror is kind of based on it. Like they got the names right, but all of their events are subjected to ridicule. But I do believe that there are some factual things that's happening in the Bible. Even when you talk about like them going from place to place and, murdering people and tearing down their idols, like you can see the archaeological, evidence of that. So they were really doing what they was doing. You're not going to act like that. But I think that on both sides of the conversation, we can leave room for, accuracy, because we know that, A lot of people aren't reading the Bible in its entirety to get the full understanding of it. And then when it comes to people who believe in the Bible, they're not necessarily coming out of their comfort zone to understand the history behind it. So I think that everybody has some growing that they need to do when it comes to this conversation.
Like, and I don't see myself when I say this as being subjective. I'm looking at this totally objective, but you know, that's subjective in of itself. But
what? That's what I say, man. Gideon be just saying stuff. You gotta stop just saying stuff. You said I'm objective, but my gosh, bro, I can't even. Bro, you just gotta stop saying stuff, man. Because the thing, and this ain't about you. This is really just about the information. But I be having y'all be trying to be on my head, and I'm just trying to just literally just get the information out. But y'all, you just be saying stuff, and it be throwing me like, what? And I don't even want to have the conversation about what is objective and what is subjective. We should know that. You know what I'm saying? I can show you objectively what a WASP has in it, historically and scientifically speaking, physically speaking, right? Cosmologically, on a timeline. So that's objective. You can't show me the creation happening in 6 days, right? You can't. But I can show you in Owaspy how the creator said he created suns, moons, and stars in the process, in the system and order, in the harmony, the mechanisms of creation. Objectively, I can show you that. You see what I'm saying? But the other way with the Bible, I'd have to subjectively just believe that it was 6 days. So you just be saying stuff and it just throws me sometimes. But like I said, bro, just keep having these conversations, man, because you're gonna get it eventually.
the Bible versus the Quran and versus the Book of Owaspy. And it's crazy because he was talking about some Shakespearean type of talk.
Romeo,
the Bible is more coherent and more easily to follow along than either one of those books. I've tried reading the Quran. It's all over the place. And God knows I tried reading the Owaspy. It's like you could tell this was written somewhere in the Wild Wild West while this dude was hopped up on some type of it's just crazy.
It's crazy, because you ain't read. First of all, Owaspy ain't that hard to read. I mean, I don't want you on the bus. You know, we all on the bus. I don't want to say you on the short bus or nothing like that. But it ain't hard. I read Bible 4 times, all the way cover to cover. You know what I'm saying? I've read Quran. I've read Owaspy. We've read the Epic of Gilgamesh. We've read the Law of One. We've read the Antiquities of what is it? We've read so much, bro. We read everything. There's no book that we could be like, oh, it's too hard. I can't even understand it. No, what I don't understand is the character portrayed as the creator telling people to go murder babies. I don't understand. I comprehend the words on the page. You see what I'm saying? But what I find diabolical is the character of the God. I get it. But what you don't see and what you're not doing is keeping it real with yourself and saying that, yeah, it shouldn't be that God is killing babies or telling nobody to kill nothing, because didn't he tell us not to kill nobody, not to kill nothing? I know my creator is good. He would never inspire me to hurt anyone, especially a baby.
You can't even sit down. Like, if you sit down and read one page of that and be like, oh yeah, I know what he's talking about, you lying. And you just won't fall for anything because it makes no sense. Like,
I mean, it's ridiculous.
I want to check it out. I still haven't found the time to read it. I know it's a book I definitely want in my collection. I want every piece of literature.
Yeah, A1. Yeah, bro. Go get you an O so you know. Get with the creator gang. You know what I'm saying? So you can get your mind on track and not your wig pushed back. You know what I'm talking about? It's just a book. We are all in creators. We are students of creators' kingdoms. Shout out to Millennium Zion, which is my curriculum-based virtual classroom. I got a whole curriculum I put together, teaching spiritual texts from all higher light. We read it all, bro. And we try to hear the voice of the creator. And that's the purpose of the Owaspy Bible, states it in the book. The purpose of Owaspy is for man to attain to hear the voice of the creator, the one ever present, from infancy up. That's the purpose of Owaspy. That's a huge benefit, to be able to know when you hear Jaja telling you what it is. Yeah, I know that's Jaja voice. That just hit different. Owaspy just hit different. The term Owaspy means earth, sky, spirit. That's everything we trying to figure out. What's going on the earth? What's going on in the sky? And what is this whole spiritual experience eternally that we get to share from the source? Some of y'all up here don't even believe that there's a source. I think it's Hemi. Somebody always got smoke for me when I start talking about creator, and I want to say, well, why do you know this creator exists? Or how did you? First of all, you ain't never going to see the creator with your natural eyes like you see me or a man sitting on a throne somewhere. Creator is the reason why you're living. His presence is the reason right now why you're breathing. And your blood is regulated in your body in harmony with the earth. It's because of his presence. And you don't hear his voice like to your ear, like from tongue to lips. No, he don't have tongues and lips. He all of it. His voice, if you do see the creator, let me show you how you see the creator. Let me unfold it to you. There's two forms or two ways to see creator's essence or body. One is the physical corporeal world. That's a part of him. Right? The trees, the bees, the birds, the water, the sunshine, the corporeal thing is him or its source, her, however you want to call it. That's the physical part. All stars, suns, moons, it's all physically, that's his physical expression. Even other people, your brothers and sisters, that's creator's physical expression, a corporeal expression. And then there's the unseen part of the Father, or the all parent, the mother too. The source is also unseen. And isn't, so you got the spiritual side and the physical side, but all of it is the creator. Come on, man. You will never be able to comprehend the creator in his entirety. See, when when you start to understand it like that, it makes sense. But as long as you still thinking that the creator is a man, the creator is a God who was once a man, who's sitting on the throne telling you to go to war and go kill this and sacrifice this and put the blood on this and put the blood over here and the blood in the blood. Nah, nigga, that's a vampire. That's a monster. That's not the creator. That's a fallen angel. And that's who y'all serving in that biblical book. Instead of analyzing the character of the God, you just believe in it. You see that? No, we got to get past that.
Spiritual literature in my library, so I need one.
Oh, yeah. Get you an Owaspy. I digressed a little bit, but yeah, go ahead and get you one. A1, for real.
But coming soon. I'm going to break it down.
Yeah. And I
heard the brother Humble speak about the Bronze Age collapse. If you was to study Israelite culture and the history of Israel, he would know, even scholars attest to that fact, that there was this is actually speaking towards Israel being sovereign in that land at that time, because when you look at the preceding events that happened before that we see in the Armana letters that led up to the Bronze Age collapse, it all makes sense. It goes with the narrative in the Bible, the conquest of Canaan by Joshua. When we see the just the different archaeological sites, some argue Jericho for us, some argue against us. So, I mean, you know, along with the fact that when you look in our Constitution or our laws, we're instructed to not be a materialistic people. We're instructed not to make any, like, you know, statues of our rulers or, you know, people of that nature. So you're not going to find that in the archaeological record because it's not there. You know what I'm saying? Not saying that we didn't do that, because a lot of our kings, more than 85% of them was was heathens. So they might have had that. But, you know, going by what the book says, you can see why we would have those things, because it's instructed for us not to have it. And that Bronze Age collapse coincides with the United Kingdom of Israel. So I don't know why he would mention a Bronze Age collapse. Yeah, but you know, I mean, scientifically, like when I had the debate with Kosmon, I mean, there's all type of sciences in the Bible: agricultural, behavioral science, biology. You know, even when I had the debate with Issa Queen, I was showing how what she looked at as a slight was primitive, you know, scientific approaches to population. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, it's all in the Bible, man. These people just be saying this to just gaslight, but when you sit down and really look at it, you see that's not the case, you know.
It's a queen. You want to respond to that?
Nah, I think she gone.
Oh, she dropped off?
Yeah.
In my email, looking up something.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, Humble, don't you ever in your life put that on a thumbnail again. I'm sorry. I mean, you know, I'm quite sure you probably had to bounce, but don't do that, bro. Appreciate you, A1. Come on. Yeah, man. Let's see what this guy got. What's up, my brother?
Oh man, my bad. My phone died. Okay, you know, when the false guy's trying to keep me from shooting his light off. It's crazy, man.
You got power like that over your phone?
I mean, actually, no.
Yeah. You heard of Gideon? Giving credit to your guy.
Yeah, it is what it is. I'm crazy.
I can only imagine the amount of foolishness that Gideon was spewing when I was gone, but I'm glad I got a chance to not hear it, so I didn't have the urge to interrupt or interject. He could just get it off. So now I can talk.
At least you know what you need to work on, though.
I don't know. But to be honest with you, I have an extreme amount of decorum. I just be messing. You know, I like to mess because I you know what I mean, it is what it is.
I ain't mad at you. You usually don't take it overboard, so you good.
Yeah, no, I can pull back the reins at any time. Self-control, man. But yeah. But like I was saying, man, it's just the reality of, I understand, you know, my brother Gideon been in church his whole life, reading Bible, all this. So have I. My grandfather was a pastor. My daddy was a pastor. My brother was a pastor. Now my brother-in-law is currently pastoring the church. So I come up reading the Bible studies and BTU meetings in that church all week long since birth. You know what I mean? And I still play guitar for a church right now. So
yeah, I need a concert from you too, brother. I'm serious about that.
Yeah. I'm gonna come and do a whole presentation for real. And like I said, Gideon, if you really want to debate, I don't gotta be nice to you. You know what I'm saying? We can really get down. Because the reality is the Creator is everywhere with all of us right now. And he ain't never gonna inspire you to off a child. So that inspiration is objective to your soul. You could feel that. If you saw your God appear to you right now and tell you, I want you to go kill this Edomite child because he's an Edomite, would you do that? The answer should be, of course not. And if it's not, of course not, then my brother, like I said before, you are so seriously duped by this biblical deity pump faking to be the creator of all love, life, liberty, harmony, and happiness. He's not. Because that wouldn't even be in there. You see that? Because what's in there concerning the true creator's character, what it is in the Bible that speaks of his character is that his inspiration is, thou shalt not kill. So if the creator is telling you in the 10 commandments, thou shalt not kill, and then turn around and tell you to kill an innocent suckling child, what's going on here? But if you had the OASP, my brother, if you really sat down and read earth, sky, spirit, right, and took some time to hang out with your brother Kosmon and the creator gang, you would actually understand that even in the Bible, when Abraham was so-called tempted by the Bible make you feel like it's the creator, but it wasn't. The WASP tells you that that was a low-grade angel that came up to Abraham and told him to offer up Isaac as a sacrifice. You see that? And Abraham checked that low-grade angel and told him, hey, homie, prove to me that you really God, because I've been commanded not to kill, especially not my own son. And then at that moment, the spirit departed away from Abraham, perceiving that he knew the higher law of the creator, which is don't kill nothing. Don't go to war. You know, you're not supposed to do that. So if God is telling you that in any book, I don't care if it's Bible, Quran, whatever spiritual text you reading, like my brother Humble Salute said, I don't believe none of that shit. None of them books. As you should not. You should be able to think for yourself and know the creator to your soul telling you, bro, no. You know that voice in the back of your head that you call conscience? That's not just your conscience speaking. That is Jah. That's Jehovah. That is our Heavenly Father ever present with every man and woman and child on earth. See that? OASP tells you that. It tells you that what men in darkness, what they call conscience, is actually the voice of the directly upon you.
Hey Gideon, you see what I got pulled up, right? I only had one judge judge y'all debate. I'm not about to play it. I've never even listened to this, but I have the results. But it was only one judge. It was Il Doctor, and he judged it. He's one of the most professional judges that I have between him and my dad. But one day we can play this and see what he says about the debate. He gave a real in-depth response, he said, as he always does, though. Again, I've never listened to this, so I don't even know what his judgment is. But I don't want to play it right now. I just wanted to let you know we do have it. So whenever you want to do a show on it or set that stream up, just let me know. Yeah,
maybe we can get Kosmon on and everything too, you know?
Yeah. Because I know, yeah. Because you put on one of the best performances I've ever seen on my page against Kosmon, man. You had that question and answer round was crazy. That shit was fire.
Are you talking? Is this for me and Issa Queen debate?
No, this was for Kosmon dropped off again.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
No, this was for you and Kosmon.
Okay. Yeah, that'll be.
That's what made me think about it, because I'm like, man, he already went against one of the creator gang. And like,
yeah, man, I'm going in the game, man.
But Il Doctor definitely gave a verdict on that. So,
okay,
you know, one of the most respected voices on the internet when it comes to auditing the arguments. Shout out to that brother as well. He's probably working, listening right now. He stays tapped in. Everybody give him a round of applause. I'm going to do a results show for the finals tomorrow. He judged both of the finals debates.
Okay.
So, yeah, I'm going to do that. I really was focusing on the tournament because I got so overwhelmed. So that's why I stopped the judging on the exhibition debates. I just didn't have the infrastructure and the necessary help that I needed to do everything and then still maintain my life. Like I got a daughter, a store I'm running. It's a lot. But I still think I do amazing considering I've gotten us this far. So,
yeah, man, that's a lot of work for one person, man.
Shout out my team, though, man. They've been stepping up a lot lately. I appreciate it. It's the queen. Oh, no. That's Ben. Ben Eaton. How you feeling?
Hey, peace to the panel. Hey, A1 and Gideon. Hey, I'm gonna jump down. I can only hear you, A1, so I'm gonna jump down and get on my computer.
Okay, bet.
Yes, sir. Yeah, man.
Kosmon said something and then I jumped in before you could respond, Gideon. I don't know if you remember what he was talking about.
Yeah, I don't know. I think he was just speaking about his book of Owaspy, man. It's, my grandfather, he used to like to read a lot of different, spiritual books, and, it's just one of them type of books, man, where it's like with that Near Eastern, Indian, Hinduish, type of, you know what I'm saying? Like the European got their hands on it, and, some of them just went too far with it, which is obvious from this guy. And, it's just crazy, man. Like I said, man, there's no coherent thoughts within that, man. You can't go 3 sentences deep before you just be confused. And what a lot of times people do is they be scared to say they don't understand what they reading. So whatever the person be telling them, so they won't seem dumb, they be like, oh, okay, yeah, I see it, and don't see none of that. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. It's just simple, man.
So that's a lie. That's not true. That's a fallacy. Because you ain't read Owaspy. It is not just some Near Eastern, Indian book that some European got his hands on. No. That's not at all what it is. So that's what I'm saying. Gideon just be up here saying stuff. Just saying stuff. And to me, it's really annoying. So I'd be like, man, ready to rah, pop off. But like, I'm never going back down. I'm always going to stand 10 toes on the creator, period. And the creator would never tell you to kill no kid in no book.
You got a crazy echo.
I thought that was J7000 or Owaspy killer. I was going to say, damn.
No.
Well, yeah, Kosmon, you breaking up. Can't hear you. Yeah, I know. Owaspy got your tongue. I know, bro. What's good? What that is? King Day Shalom. No.
Shalom, Ben. What's going on?
What's up, family?
What y'all building on?
Well, Humble had a show on, whether the Bible is a historical book or scientific. He was saying it was neither. He jumped off. I don't know what happened to him, but
I just wanted to throw out there in response to Gideon, as far as conversation about Israelites and Judites being pagans. It was just their culture. Like, I know what we see in the biblical text is what we see in the biblical text, but historically and archaeologically, this is simply just their culture. What the biblical texts attempt to do later is to polemicize these things that they deem an issue. But it's an issue because they are writing these texts to suit the needs and the theological views of their time. But historically, archaeologically, ancient Israel were polytheistic. It was the norm in the ancient world.
Somebody got Fleetwood Mac playing.
That's true. Oh, you can hear that? Turn that down a little bit. I don't turn it all the way down.
Yeah, but I think I heard King J say that was true, but I would have to disagree with that. That's based on a minimalist approach to the information, which I can respect. You have that perspective, but like I say, that would be considered minimalist.
That's not minimalist. That's facts.
That's okay. Well. See, the issue with using these terms, minimalist and maximalist, is that basically anybody at any time can be a minimalist or a maximalist. I'm gonna give you an example. one of my favorite scholars in archaeology.
Hold on, man. Let me pause this shit, because this is another reason why what is annoying to me about these little debate leagues. And I mean, I respect the conversation, it's cool, but when you go into a semantics argument instead of staying on your source, that's when it gets annoying, because now we finna talk about the definitions of words. No, I don't want to talk about the definitions of words, nigga. We should know. You know what I'm saying? If niggas don't know, then you should just skip past, but keep talking about your point. So what he stated was that Israel was polytheistic. Ancient Israel had many gods, a plethora. That's why the prophets kept telling them, turn from your false gods. The hell's we talking about? That's a fact. That's not minimalist, maximalist, no, bro. We're not even talking about no damn minimalist, maximalist, none of that. The fact is, historically, truth, Gideon, that ancient Israel, your ancestors, them Jews, them Leviticans, had multiplicity of gods and goddesses, including Ashtaroth, Baal, all the Canaanite deities. They worshiped them because they were trying to be like them when they left the Creator. Because at one point they did serve one great spirit who wasn't a god, a Lord, or a Savior. Israel at one point was rocking that, and that was before they chose Saul as a king. And that's in your text, historically documented, that Israel at some point called for a king, because they was like, all the nations around us got kings and they got soldiers and armies, and we want that. And then the Creator said, why would you choose a king when I'm ever present with you? I am the king of all. I'm the ever present Creator. So like, I'm the Most High. There's none above or beside. I'm all of it. But they said, no, we want a king. And he said, all right, this is what your king gonna do. He gonna enslave your kids. He gonna take your daughters as wives. He gonna take your sons as soldiers. Whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop, and the list goes on. And Israel said, let it be so. And then they chose Saul. One of the first things Saul did was go kill a whole bunch of kids, babies, suckling children. So it's obvious, objective, through the history of Israel, that they were polytheistic after the choosing of Saul. Prior to that, I would say that they were in alignment with the Creator. But after that, nigga, they went to the false gods, and who you currently are still serving, these same deities and offshoots of impersonating these same false gods. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, but we got to stop doing the semantic deflections from the actual point, because it's annoying as hell, to me at least. I be in the chat like, nigga, we finna sit here and talk 45 minutes about what maximalist and minimalist is, or what subjective and objective is again. No, bro, the fact is, Israel had multiplicity of gods, and that's not no minimalist view. Gideon, see, this is what Gideon does. You deflect, and then you go on a long ass tangent to get us off with the actual point that was poking you in your side or in your neck. You know what I'm saying? You felt that blade that he unsheathed. You heard it, shing, shink. You heard that shit, and then you get to deflecting and trying to divert from that blade. Nah, bro, trick no good. Trick no good, player. Stop with the semantics, bro. I'm not doing that. I'm not gonna necessarily do that. I'm staying on the facts, but this is what happens in these conversations often, and it makes you scratch your head.
It's William G. Deaver. Depending on what you're reading, you will call Deaver minimalist. But if you read something else, or something like compare like Solomon and David, the conversations of are they historical and all that, he would be a maximalist. So I understand that you might not understand how to use these terms, but to call me a minimalist, or to say that that's just a minimalist view, that's the consensus view. That's the consensus view. That's the consensus view amongst the majority, amongst the vast majority of scholars, to the point where we don't even have these conversations in scholarship anymore.
Right.
Like conversations about the Exodus. If you read Professor Carol Meyer's book, she explains perfectly the conversation that scholars even have. They don't even talk about trying to find a historical Exodus, rather trying to understand how the story developed, how this story developed within the text, how the text developed. You know, that's more of an important conversation to scholars. There's absolutely,
and that is
an obvious point that there's nothing there. You feel me?
And that's the point that I was trying to bring out, that a lot of it is not factually proven. You see what I'm saying? Historically, even though there are historical people that they mention, but not all of every part of that can be said that to be historical, a historical document.
So there is history in the Bible?
Of course, there's history in it.
Okay.
There's history, but you know, it got to be a case by case. Right? Because if you listen,
like you were saying was how did it come to? I was saying more importantly, what you were saying was how was it compiled? That's when you start thinking about that, then you're gonna get into a whole other world.
Yeah, and for scholars, this is an amazing conversation. It's only for the faithful that it gets a little different.
Right.
But for scholars,
But see that's
But
what
to make
I'm
it
saying.
simple, so
all the history that we have in regards to the nation of Israel's, scholars don't say that that's not true. Again, and you're saying something about I don't know the term minimalist or maximalist. It's more.
There we go again. Here we go again. See that this Miss Boy Gideon right here is well, we're going back to maximum. No, bro. No, that's not what we're talking about. Who cares? You know what I'm saying? And what I was gonna say, all of this is still diverting from the original thing anyway. But what I was gonna say is that the point is how it was compiled is very important to know, for one. But even outside of its compilement, right? Any book, any text where your God is telling you to kill or go to war, bro, you should already know, okay, this shit here ain't the creator's book. So I don't have to believe it. Matter of fact, you ain't gotta believe no book. Ever. It's better for you to read the creation itself, the living corporeal and spiritual reality is the written word of the creator right in front of your face. In you are made of the word of the creator. Like, come on, bro. Like, the creator ain't bound to no book, especially if he talking about go over here and slaughter people. Stop it.
Unless when you're speaking biblically, you have an approach. That's what that means. So yeah, your whole like conclusion is very minimalist. And you just definitely look that up and see it, because like I said, it's too much archaeological evidence for you to just say that Israel didn't exist. So
that's not what I said, but I got you. Hold on. About the minimalist and maximalist point. My point was to make it. My point was saying that you're calling me a minimalist because that's just an apologetic excuse to throw me into like they just skeptical of the book.
Right.
And that's unfair. That's unfair because if you're using that term inappropriately, right? So at any other point, if I was to say, oh yeah, Hezekiah existed, blah blah blah.
That's why you gotta listen. Listen as a host. I said you're in totality.
With what you're already
your whole summation. That's what I'm saying. Your whole summation in its conclusion is very minimalist.
Because I disagree with you. That's why I just call me a minimalist.
Not at all. You took offense to it because when a person thinks that when a person is called a minimalist, it a lot of times it means that they're just trying to, skate out information when it seems problematic, and they just go with the flow. So I can see why you would be offended by it, but
the thing is, like you said, Gideon, like you said, you got to focus on the actual archaeological evidence that we have, that we can see, right? So we know that the Israelites existed. Nobody's arguing if the Israelites existed or not. We know that that's historical fact. Matter of fact, many of us come from that same stock. But the thing is, when you look at the history of Yeshua and look at how he lived, his culture, it was vastly different from the Levitical priests who were ruling over the temple. Yeshua's lifestyle was vastly different, culturally speaking. So he was the one telling you, stop listening to the Pharisees, nigga. And not only him, but the prophets before him was saying, hey, y'all following something else. You need to repent. The prophets was telling these niggas, our ancestors, what you say is Israel. He been saying this for years. Now I'm telling you, the Creator is ever present with you, even outside of a book that may have been tampered with by whoever, Babylonians, Romans, whoever done touched it, Americans, and tampered with the Bible itself. Don't matter. I don't care if they burn every Bible on the planet. You still know to your soul to love your neighbor as yourself, outside of any book.
That's false.
See what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying,
false.
period.
That's very false.
That's not false, nigga. So you don't know not to kill nobody without the Bible? If you never read the Bible, you would just be out here murdering people? That's what you're trying to tell me?
The Bible
Gideon?
is epigenetically in my bones, my brother. But there are
Bible
people
is
in this world.
epigenetically in your bones. That's
There are people in this world. Not only would
you worship the book,
with you,
that's
but
what
show
you're showing
you
me.
that they disagree with you. But
Listen, I'm gonna tell you this. What I'm showing you right now, objectively, what I'm telling you is, if every Bible on the planet was burned, every book in the book, spiritual text was burned, right? Would you stop worshiping the Creator through good works and services unto others? Would you stop because the books are burned? If so, my nigga, you worship a book. You get that?
Not honestly, because
if you don't get that, that's on you, my nigga. I'm sorry. That's whatever. You can argue all you want. Like I said, debate me on this so I can get paid, because we get paid to debate. We get paid $50. I need that $50 to debate me on that. We'll let the audience choose who wins the debate, because we get $50 to debate. I need that money then.
Well, you can win.
Debate me on there. Let's get bread.
You'll win.
We both gonna get paid either way. Win or lose. So
you'll win the screaming contest for sure.
I'm gonna win based on screaming facts, proving you wrong. Period, nigga. I can tell you right now. I'm being easy. I'm being nice to you right now. I'm telling you. I promise you. Because what I'm trying to tell you is that it don't matter what book you read, bro. The Creator is still gonna tell you, because He's not bound to no book. He's ever present in all creation, and He speaks to your soul.
But what if people don't believe
through the trees, through the birds singing in the morning when you wake up, when you smell your stinking breath, and He tell you clean yourself? What?
And that's an objective truth.
So I think my phone ended up dying or something at that point of the conversation. And these mealy-mouthed Negroes continued to talk whatever they was talking. I went on and did my work. I was on my way to work. I went up there, got my money, and came home. But, yeah, like I was saying, the Creator is not bound to no book. And if you think that, then you worship a book. Your God is the book. He's inside the pages of your dead letters, right? No, that's not what the Creator is. He's not bound to nothing. You see that? And you're not gonna put a murderous jacket on the Creator either. He's not a murderer. He's not genocidal. He's not a vampire. He's not a monster like your biblical God is, right? His inspiration is life, love, liberty, harmony, and happiness to all, without the harm or sacrifice to anything that He gave the breath of life to. In OSP, we had a book called The Book of Inspiration. One of the coldest books you'll ever read in your entire life. I'm probably going to do another live on it soon. And it teaches you how the Creator inspires you. What inspirations come from Him. Well, all inspiration comes from Creator, but there's direct inspirations and then there's indirect inspirations. See? A direct inspiration from the Creator is to not kill. So if you on the block and your homeboy come up to you and he got, you feel me, the banger on his hip, and he like, hey, let's go ride on them niggas that did whoop-de-whoop last week. And you like, nah, nigga, I'm not finna go over there and do that, nigga. That inspiration is the creator's inspiration to your soul to not go take a life. Simple. Simple. Thou shalt not kill. And if ever you feel the opposite, you know that inspiration is coming from Satan. Simple. Simple, bro. So, you know, we just matching the colors, we matching the vibrations, we matching the currents and the inspirations that come upon us in alignment with what we know to our souls is coming from the Father, the Great Spirit, ever present, unseen. You know, so like I said, I hope I didn't talk too much in this video. I ain't trying to hurt nobody's feelings, man. It's all love and light. You know, we all got our pet peeves, but we all know we got to work through it together. You know, salute to A1, salute to the Titans Debate League. And my brother Gideon, you know, you where you at. King J, Ben, whoever else is on there. Queen, it's a queen, salute goddess in training. You know what I'm saying? We are all gods and goddesses in training. The sons and daughters of the Great Spirit who is ever present, inspiring us in harmony as one. All brothers and sisters, none are orphans. All are sons and daughters of one creator. You feel me? So with that understanding, man, I send y'all peace. I send you balance and light. You know, everybody knows that you don't need a middleman today. At least the Kosmonians. Salute to the credit gang. You know what I'm saying? Salute to the righteous gods and Nirvanian goddesses in training who know. The faithists who know, who ain't just believing in books and believing in said gods just because he said he God. No. God is a title. It's a job. And it's a tough one to serve selflessly. It was really actually not hard when you understand. But yeah, it's work though. It is work. But it's a joyful service done unto others for the benefit of the all in all. You know what I mean? And that's true worship. So salute to the righteous, salute to the creator gang, man. And yeah, y'all get you an OWASP A1. Get you an OWASP Gideon. Y'all really, it ain't hard to read. It's just a book, bro. The Bible, again, just a book. And the creator tells us in OWASP tell you don't believe no books. You feel me? So the energy that Humble was on, I don't believe none of it. Bro, you already aligning with what OWASP's saying. OWASP, the book, tells you don't believe no books. To judge all things perpetually, because books can become a snare. Again, a book is indirect inspiration. The creator's inspiration comes from all things. Books too, but you gotta judge it. If you know the creator's inspiration is harmony and love, then if your God is talking about confusion and hate, then you know, okay, I can check that. That ain't the creator. It's that simple. So y'all keep doing good. Again, just be good. You are on your way to godhood and goddesshood as you serve and developing your capacities and gifts and talents, collectively moving as one unit, governing yourselves according to your highest light. Just be good. All right, and it's gonna be good. Period. We going up. You know, we started on the ground, on the earth, lower heavens, and we gonna skyrocket, man, through the atmosphere and even beyond to etheria in service to others. Even on other planets, my nigga. This shit fun. Anyway, bless up. You already know what it is. Your little brother Prince, Judavon Kosmon. Salute to the Credit Gang. Salute to the students of Millennium Zion. The students of G.I.T kingdoms, plural. He got countless kingdoms. Countless righteous sons and daughters, righteous gods and goddesses all around us, even right now, inspiring us to learn and grow and work together and get away from these false gods, to liberate us from these monster blood religions and vampire spirits, flesh-eating, animal-hating, demon baby-killing, diabolical false angels, man. We got to raise up above that indoctrination. And I'm grateful we got the OISP again. Stands for Earth, Sky, and Spirit. And coming to you from the Creator Gang, which is an acronym for gods and Nirvanian goddesses. You dig what I'm saying? In training. You know, we ain't there yet, but we on our way. Bless up. I'm going to be back on live again. Like I said, I'm going to start chopping up like this more often because I can't just let certain shit slide by, man. And y'all forgive me when I'm in the chat and we talking live and I might be a little rough with you. You know what I'm saying? I ain't never been a sucker. Ever. No. Ain't never been no sissy jellybacking on me at all. If you're talking nonsense to me, I'm going to directly address it. Every time. And then, you know what I'm saying? It just is what it is. So just watch what you say around me. Look both ways before you cross my mind. You dig what I'm saying? Bless up. It's your brother. It's all love, though. Balance, love, light, and healing. Salute.